All right, now we're gonna go on to another exercise, and I don't know if it's something that everybody does, but it's something I like to do. It's called roping your horse, either while you're riding them or while you're standing with him, okay? And him accepting that rope on his legs, wrapped around him. And the purpose of this is many purposes, I'd say, but one for sure is that if your horse ever gets caught up in a barbed wire fence, you want to teach your horse how not to panic. If there's something on him, he gets hung up, you want to teach that horse, like hobbling the horse, to teach that horse to stand still, and he doesn't have to go anywhere. Don't panic, because what horses will do when they feel something on their legs, or anything, it feels like a mountain lion or something grab them, or weed or a vine, they'll get panicked, and then they'll start fighting and pulling. And so when self-preservation starts kicking in, they'll rip their legs off to get rid of it. And really, it may not be nothing of anything, but if it's a barbed wire fence, it'll be a it won't turn out well. So I want to show you how we can rope his feet without him being agitated, rope his head, his body, things, desensitizing this horse to say, hey, listen, that doesn't bother me. Not only that, I trust you. I trust in what you're doing. You have to have that trust. And I also want to put this in my exercise to say, don't ever teach your horse things that you never want him to know. Don't do it. If it's something he doesn't need to learn to know, don't teach it to him. Just teach your horse what he needs to know. That's what's important here. You're going to go out there and do something that might cause no good, don't do it. If you're not sure, don't do it. Weigh the positives to the negatives. Okay, in this case here, it leads to something. I'm not just roping his legs, I'm saying, hey, if you ever get hung up somewhere, can you relax? Can you stand still? Maybe can you wait for me or somebody or something so we can get you out of it? Tell you what, that'll turn out big dividends to you. So here we go. I'm going to show you. I'm going to do it on this horse here. I'll do it on many. And I want to make sure that in these videos that I use just more than one horse, because I believe anybody might just get lucky enough to train just one horse. But I always say 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a lot different, okay? So here's my good horse Flint, or I hope he's my good horse Flint. I'm going to go over and throw the rope. I'll throw it around, show you how he's desensitized that. Then I'm going to go about roping his legs and pulling on that rope too and seeing what he thinks about it. So once I rope, I'm going to have to move him to get him in it. And if not, I'll just throw the rope on the ground, have him walk into it to show you guys simply how that works. I can put a big loop there, walk him into it, rope his leg, so be it, okay? Okay, so here's a rope. I'm just using an old ranch rope. It's not a rope for heading and heeling. It's a soft rope. You don't want to be roping your horse's legs with a hard rope or his head or anything, and training and teaching them and go over pulling on it. It doesn't feel good. You never want to do something that's going to associate your horse with pain, because when they associate it with pain, they're not going to like it, they're not going to want to do it, and they're going to fray away from it, okay? So remember, if you're out in the field and something happens to him, that's one thing. But if he's out there by himself, he hopefully won't be associated with you. Okay, so here's the rope. I'm just going to throw the rope down here, up here, up here, up here, all around him, and you can see that he's not worried about the rope, okay? We can make it faster, we can throw it faster, make a noise, we can throw it around him, make a noise. He's not bothered by it. So, before you go throwing your rope around your horse's legs, which the legs are probably the most sensitive because the horse knows that he needs them to get away from you and me, okay? That's what a horse knows. Before you start throwing around his legs, I'd say you probably want to desensitize him to swinging the rope, throwing the rope, and maybe just doing this, look, making sure that this doesn't bother him. You see that? If it does, take your time, then it doesn't, okay? So you see that? I want to make sure I go through many steps. If I haven't, I'll break it down on another video, show you, look, he's not bothered by that, so we can basically probably go to the next level, okay? Does that make sense? Yeah. Desensitize your horse. Okay. Don't want too big a loop. I'm going to go behind him as if I'm roping him. As if you're roping him just like in roping. Take this rope, and I'm gonna wrap it around his legs. Now, if he moves, he should be caught. So if you pull him forward for me and that loop stays open, he should be caught. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, take him, ask him to go. So I got one. So for now I got one, and I'm pulling on that thing. You guys can see his legs coming up. His legs, I'm gonna ask his leg to come back, give the pressure. His legs coming back, give the pressure. Legs coming back, give the pressure. So that tells you that he's not fighting that. He's yielding to that pressure. In other words, when I asked for a little bit of pressure, he said, that's okay. So you guys can see there, if he pulled back, then we'd have another answer for that, and I tell you what to do, show you what to do. But he's pulling back. I didn't do my job from the beginning, okay? So if we can just maybe back him out of there, we'll do it again. And I'll catch both legs. If it doesn't go through the loop, because it's a soft loop here, I'll just stick a circle around his legs. And even maybe I'll just do that so you guys can see. Remember, there's more ways to do something. Don't be a cookie cutter and say, oh, it's got to be like this. Got to think outside the box. When you think outside the box, you can do a lot of things. Okay, that's my trump card. Okay, so ready? I'm going to put this on the ground to show you that we can do it many ways. Don't get hung up in things and say, how do I do that? So I take this big loop. I throw a big loop down here. I make it big. And this rope is, you can see it's soft, so the loop doesn't stay open. When you're doing a roping for calf roping, head and heeling, they want a stiff rope, so that way the loop stays open longer, so that way he can catch the cow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Here, I'm just using this for teaching and training, and I still rope it in. So I'll put that down there like that, set it up. Remember, don't put your head down there if you think your horse gets. And I put that there, so we think a little outside the box. See if you can pick up. One, there, bring one in. Okay, I got one. Here comes the other one.
Oh, so close.
I don't have any. Start again. And so you guys see that everything's not perfect when you're doing something. So instead of saying, oh, everything's perfect, there we go. Everything's not perfect when you're doing something. But you take your time, everything will work out. Okay, so I got both legs here. And I'm going to kind of, remember I said I like to aggravate my horses? I'm going to aggravate him till that leg comes up. Now when the leg comes up, I got him pretty good here. He's tied up pretty good, like hobbling him. You see it? So I'm saying, hey, what do you think of that? And he says, well, I'll just take my foot out. But you guys can see, as we did this video, that we can spend more time on another time here. You got the concept. That rope's on there. I'm going to ask that foot to come forward this time. You guys see that? Forward, I'll wait. If he's kicking, I'll wait. If he's kicking, I'll wait. I'm going to wait. He's kind of a little resistant, so it's a good little video to see. I'm going to ask again. I'll wait for him to give. Wait, right. Wait, it's not giving. Hold him there. Wait, right there. Let's try that again. There's a little, we call it a hole in the exercise. Right there, right there, right there. Okay, when he gives to that pressure, then we give back. If he keeps kicking, depends on what you can handle and what you know. You want to make sure that you can handle the exercise. I'm going to put his foot back so it brings his foot up for me easier. You'll want to bring that foot to me. And I put and there you go. So you see that, maybe a little hole there that you can see. Everything's not always perfect when you're doing it. A horse might move, a horse might do something it's not sure. That's what horsemanship's all about. It's not what they do, it's what you do about it. Okay? Thank you very much, and I hope you got something out of that. And if you have any questions, please call.